welcome back. As I'm sitting down to film this, I realized that most of you guys who are subscribed to me have never seen me with winged liner or my hair parted to the side, which is crazy, so I probably look pretty different. But today I decided to sit down and film an impromptu, like, get ready with me kind of video. For this makeup look that I'm wearing today, I was like, I have to do my makeup to film anyways, and you'll see at the start of like doing my makeup and everything, I just gotten out of the shower, so I have my hair in my like turby twist towel and everything still. But I was like, I have to do my makeup and I have to like wait for my hair to dry a little bit before I do it, so I might as well sit down and film my makeup look because I was feeling like doing something a little bit different than I usually do. And I was just like feeling in the mood to like dig out some products in my collection that I haven't used in a while. I also like tested out a few new things kind of here and there just for fun. And I did run into like a couple issues while I was applying the product, but I think overall this makeup look turned out pretty cool. It's definitely a good look for fall. It's not like a super like vampy or anything, but it's a little bit more bold. Got like the wing liner and like the more gray tone kind of lips. But let's just go ahead and jump right into the makeup look. Get ready to see me looking like a hot mess. I warned you guys, I'm just starting this off fresh out of the shower looking super cute, but I am just starting off with the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. Since I am going to be using the Kat Von D foundation, I need a little bit extra hydration. I also decided to test out this Juvion's Pro Corrector Wheel for the first time. I'm using the apricot shade and it looks a lot darker in that clip than it actually is. I just found this a little bit too sheer though, and it's not quite light and bright enough to give me the color correcting effect that I want. And for my base, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation, but I am mixing in a pump of the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer, and all these products and the shades I wear will be listed in the description bar down below, but adding this primer too, it just helps keep it a little bit more hydrating since my skin is drier, and you can just see that amazing coverage. Honestly though, at this point, even mixing in the L'Oreal primer, this foundation still got a little bit cakey on my drier skin. And to conceal, I'm just using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm still testing this out, but I will admit it is definitely growing on me. You guys may remember from my review on this concealer that I accidentally bought a shade that was a little bit too pink, so to neutralize that, I'm using my NYX contour kit and mixing together this vanilla shade with this more yellow shade just to even it out. I'm actually applying this with my Sigma F80. I discovered this by accident the other day because I couldn't find the brush that I usually use to set my eye area, so I just grabbed this in a moment of desperation, and it worked really well with these powders. It really does kind of pack it on, but it gives your eye area such a smooth and even appearance. So if you have the NYX contour kit and you're not crazy about it, try it out this way. It seriously works so much better than using it with a fluffier brush. Then I'm just priming my lids with my favorite Tarte eye primer, and as per usual, I did my brows off camera just to save time, but I used pretty much my regular combination of products. Voila, I magically have eyebrows again. And I'm setting the rest of my face with my By Terry Hyaluronic Powder. It's expensive, but it's so lightweight and undetectable on your skin. It's so lovely. And just as fast as I have brows, I magically have hair again. Thank God for hair, am I right? And I had my rollers in, but I suck at putting them in, so just ignore that. All of the eyeshadows I use today will be coming from the Lilac Unzipped palette. I'm starting off with the shade Unconditional and just blending this into my crease. This is going to act as my transition shade. To start adding some depth to my eyes, I'm taking the shade Unspoken. It's just a darker matte shadow, and I'm taking this on a smaller brush and just slowly starting to build up the outer edge of my crease. There was like a little stray brush hair that was sticking off and stabbing me in the eye while I was blending, hence the grumpy face there. Also unrelated, but you may notice that my ears are extremely red. Don't worry, it's just because I had just finished blowing out my hair, so they're just red from the heat of my blow dryer. And for my lid, I am mixing together Unbelievable and Unreal, and I'm just going straight in with my ring finger and patting this onto my lids. Lilac shadows are such great quality. If you've never tried them, you are seriously missing out. They're so buttery and smooth. And if you're also Canadian and wondering where I got Lilac, I will link it down below on Nordstrom because they will ship to Canada. I'm gonna be honest, I was just kind of winging this look, but I knew I wanted to incorporate purple somehow, so I took the shade Unbridled, and I'm just applying this to kind of the outer third of my lid and just ever so slightly into my crease as well, just so it's nicely blended. And this is the super cute face I make when I realize that I'm getting fallout underneath my eye. But this shadow isn't like crazy purple or anything, it just has enough purpley kind of tones to it to tie my entire look together in the end. And for my lower lash line, I'm using the same 3 matte shades that I used for my crease. I'm kind of starting off with the lightest shade all over my lash line, and then just applying a little bit less of each color as I get darker, if that makes sense. Finally, I'm just taking the shade Undercover and blending this very messily all over my brow bone. This always looks so crazy when I'm doing it, but then I go ahead and blend it out and get the shape I want for my crease, and it ends up looking good in the end, just trust me. I do find this is a great trick though for more bold eye looks, because you never want to bring darker shadows too far up onto your brow bone. And then I also decided to try out this new Elizabeth Arden Beautiful Color 24-Hour Liquid Liner. This is just like a classic felt tip liquid liner. I know everyone loves their pen liners, but this has always been my preferred liner style of choice. I find them much easier to use, but that's just me personally. This liner was great. It's very richly pigmented, as you can see. It wasn't watery at all, and it was definitely very easy to use, really easy to get nice and close to your lash line. My one complaint would be that it was just ever so slightly difficult to get a really sharp point on the end of my wing. I find that sometimes happens with felt tips because they're like a little bit fuzzier and sometimes not as precise as a brush. But I mean, that was a very minor thing. I think all in all, my liner turned out looking great. And then to bronze, I'm just using my standard Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. As always, my in-depth contour and highlight routine for more like acne-prone skin will be linked down below if you want to see all the steps. And I also just grabbed the NYX contour kit for my actual contour shade as well. For my cheeks, I'm using the NARS blush in Sin. This is kind of like plummy with some really fine gold shimmer in it. It is a perfect blush for fall. And I'm being pretty light-handed when I'm applying this just because it is a darker blush for my skin tone. For my highlight, I reached for this Sunburst shade from my Anastasia Glow Kit, but this was really disappointing, honestly. Like, you'll see here that it really wasn't doing anything for my skin or really adding any kind of glow, so I don't know what was going on there. I've used it in the past and it was fine. I didn't actually film this part because, let's face it, it's boring and we all know how to apply mascara, but I did curl my lashes and apply the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And for my lips, I decided to try this new MAC Lip Tensity lipstick. This is in the shade Driftwood. It's a very beautiful and unique color. I had some issues with it though, just because my lips are so dry, but if you wait a moment, I talk a little bit more about my thoughts on this formula in a second. So this is what the finished makeup look is looking like. I did run into some issues here and there, but that just happens sometimes when you're doing your makeup, especially when you are trying some new products. First thing I want to mention, I have no idea what happened here, but like right here, my foundation and concealer is like gone, and it's really making my blush and everything on this side of my face look really like blotchy and patchy, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. I have no idea what caused that to happen. And I tried putting some like powder foundation on that spot on my face and everything, and it just like was not happening. And then finally with the lip color, I want to talk about this new Lip Tensity formula. So as you guys know, my lips are in terrible shape from being on Accutane, and this, it is like really creamy and hydrating, but it is a little bit thicker and more tacky, which I feel like is going to make it very long wearing. But because of that, it kind of tugs on your lips, and since I have like peeling skin, it was just kind of like moving the skin and making my lips look very rough. If your lips aren't like horrendously dry and gross from Accutane, you'll be totally fine though, don't worry. Not the best representation just because my lips are so gross, but let me know what you guys think of the color. I'm not sure. I think it's really cool and really unique, and this is definitely a color that looks really different on everyone. I've seen a lot of people wearing it on YouTube and everything, and it just changes so much based on your skin tone and everything. On me, it's kind of like a gray toned lilac nude. It's very interesting. I don't really wear colors like this though because I feel like they kind of like wash me out a little bit. So comment down below and let me know what you think of the shade and if I can pull it off. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. Give this video a thumbs up if you do like these get ready with me tutorial style videos, and go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I am at SARI Rihanna on all three, and hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you here on my channel. But that is going to be it for today. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys. So to sum up, basically these aren't 100% alike, but they're definitely close enough that I would consider the Color Jolts a solid drugstore dupe for the Too Faced Melted Lipsticks.